Hermitcraft Season 9 is coming to an end. I am sure you have all heard by now, but yes, after what, like 20 months? This area here feels so old. After what feels like forever, Season 9 is coming to an end this week. This will be my last video on Season 9, so I want to kind of take today to go back and look at all the things we've accomplished this season and how good Season 9 was for me. So yeah, I want to roll back the clock a little bit and kind of chronologically go through some of my best content this season and discuss what was great, what was absolutely amazing about Season 9, what was not so great, spoilers, it was all amazing, and everything else in between. I think this might be a fun little journey. The first couple of months of Season 9 was really something quite magical. We all started out in this little starter area. I mean, like right there, where was it? Right there? Or right, yeah, like right there was spawn where we just all started day one. It feels like forever ago, but the first few months of Season 9 was, like I said, was just really something special. We all made these like amazing little starter houses here, and we just had this great tight-knit community in the beginning here. It was a lot of fun, and I gotta say, of course, it leads to this thing over here. There were a couple of interesting things that came out of Season 9. Obviously, there's that little side project called Decked Out, but Season 9 for me, almost just as importantly, was a season where I honestly feel like I grew a lot as a builder. This is something I would have never dreamed of building 3, 4, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Definitely not. I mean, the blocks weren't in the game then, but this is a build that, I mean, it's not the greatest, but I am super proud of my little starter kind of organic witch hut and stuff. This was, yeah, really outside my comfort zone. Instead of building with straight lines everywhere, I just went with organic, like mismatched shapes and everything. It just kind of started putting things together, and I learned a lot about building this season. There were like 3 builds that really stood out. This one, the Nether Hub, which we'll get to, and then of course Deep Frost Citadel. But this guy here, probably one of my favorite small builds I've ever created, with the little pond in and all around here. And if you guys remember, this was my storage room for a good chunk of the season. Like I would come right up here into this room right here. Does this bring back memories? It feels like forever ago. Yeah, this was my storage room forever. Love this little place. And real quick, I want to interrupt our Season 9 recap tour to remind you guys that the Dungeon Master Tango Tech U2s is on sale right now. If you haven't picked one up yet, you gotta head over to u2s.com/products/Tango Tech and check out this little guy. He is beautiful. I, of course, have my Dungeon Master U2s sitting right next to my epic 3D print of Deep Frost Citadel, a match just absolutely made to be together. I'm gonna always have a special spot in my office for these two things. They just go together perfectly. So you only got about a week left, so head on over to u2s.com, hit that product page, do the clicky, and pick yourself up a Dungeon Master Tango before he is gone. And of course, we remember our little like bee flower farm out in the back here. I love this little guy. I think it looks fun. What was it? What was the name? Plan B Apiary. That's right. Oh, this place was great. Yeah, this was my fun little like honey farm where the bees fly over, honey/wheat farm. The bees fly over the wheat and auto-pollinate it to get to these flowers down here. And then it makes the honey bottles and all the honey products and everything. It was a fun little side project. And before Decked Out 2 was even a thought in my mind, Scar made this for me, which I think was supposed to be Decked Out 2. How does this work? Does this, oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. He made this fun little troll for me just to kill me. He had Ravagers and Evokers and everything in here. I mean, it only took like a few minutes for me to come down here and experience all the content, but he did such a good job on it. I remember all the little traps he had in here. It's so far ago, so long ago. Oh, hi, you. Yeah, still works. And then we fly over the frozen area to the north. We eventually get to this location here. Do you guys even remember? I mean, there's nothing really here now. We got some of False's base, but this is where I was going to build my base. This was going to be Deep Frost Citadel was actually going to be here until I decided to relocate it. But the reason I'm over here actually, because I think right over here, I don't know my sense of direction over here that well, but I believe to the north here, I haven't been over here in forever. I've never seen this. What is all, oh, this is all their stuff. Check it out. I never seen any of this stuff. There's that. All right, the gaming stuff we did is all here. Oh my gosh, so much. Oh, this game. That never worked. But if we keep going over here, look at this guy. Here we go. This was a project early in the season. My insano copper farm. I mean, there's better farms out there now, but this one was pretty fun. Do you guys remember this? Yeah, the witches are still here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't even remember how any of this. Yeah. The witches are throwing the potions at the snowman, and then it goes up into the water. Hold on, we gotta turn this thing on. Does this thing even work anymore? Oh, it's all coming back to me. Okay, step one, drop into the hole at sea level. I remember that. We had to go all the way down here because there was a zombie spawner down here. Step two, wait for 20 zombies, press button and go up. Okay. Yep, they're spawning. Okay, we're gonna get 20 zombies and then we're gonna do this. Okay, this should be the last batch here, I think, and then we press the button here, and then we go up this doodler with them, I think. Yeah. And being next to them in the bubble vader, I am right next to them. You'll see when I go up here, right? There they are, right there. Keeps them from despawning. Let me get my sword out. Oh my gosh, this was what a convoluted copper farm this was. It was so much fun to build though. And then I come up here, and then I think we sneak up here and we wait. And then when I free cam, yeah, okay, the zombies go in here. Oh, wow, this was crazy. They get separated like a Plinko machine and split down. And then, do I have to turn a clock on or something? How does this even work? I think eventually that there's a clock back here that's gonna open those doors. Oh, right, they're converting. I forgot all this. They're converting into drown right now. And as soon as they do, wait for it. Come on, get drownificated. There we go. Eventually, this should work. I see the hopper clock there. I don't remember how this works. Come on, flip. Maybe if I kickstart this hopper? Oh, the hopper clock's working now. I think it was just stuck. Here we go. It takes a while to get this thing warmed up, but oh, once it gets going, this thing absolutely cranks here. Let me show you how this thing works. Oh, I'm so pleased with this build. This was such a fun farm to make. All right, multi-tier zombie reinforcement calling system here. Okay, you can see the zombies are spawning at just absolutely bonkers rates down the sides here, going up both these panels here, falling into here. They land on this top fence here to get split 50-50 on either side to prevent entity cramming. And the whole thing is timed perfectly. You'll see eventually these fence gates are going to open up, or actually these guys are going to open up first, because what's happening here, these guys are being, with their head in the water, are being turned into drowned. Oh, we're getting some, we're already at the cap here. But basically the guys here, their head is in the water for just the right amount of time where it triggers them to turn into drown. But before they actually turn into drown, they drop down there and they land on this magma block here and start taking damage while they have aggro on this villager. And if they have aggro on a villager or a player and they take damage, that's when they can spawn in zombie reinforcements. So we get a whole bunch of damage on them because of the magma blocks before they turn to drown. And then when they turn into drown, it's a new mob, so they can spawn in even more reinforcements. The whole thing just works absolutely bonkers. And the magic is all this down here, because obviously with the zombies standing on the magma block, they would die pretty much within a few ticks. But the witch down here, there's 3 witches there, are throwing potions at the snowman, and the potions float up in the bubble vader right here. And because they're harming potions, of course, they hit the zombies and heal them and keep them topped off. The whole thing is pretty much a work of art. I absolutely love this. And like I said, I know there's better farms out there now, simpler, that, you know, in the end and stuff. But this one was pretty groundbreaking and pretty creative, which is what I'm all about. I mean, using the witches to keep the zombies healed in the multi-stage system here with the perfect timings. And it's like, as soon as they start to wiggle here, we'll see them. Where is it? They're thinking about becoming drowned. There they go. Oh, they're wiggling just as they fall. Oh, it's such a thing of beauty. I love this thing. Speaking of farms, we had a lot of good ones this season. Who remembers the Witherskelly farm that Impulse and I made? This thing was I gotta say, pretty clever as well. We used Mob AI to just get them and relocate them where we want. We found this amazing cluster of a fortress that just had, you know, fantastic spawn conditions, and we basically funneled them down using you know, Mob AI to chase the the witherbait down the piglins. They fall in the holes, and then down here, instead of relocating them with like mine carts or something weird, we just let them re-aggro and chase more piglins. So whether they fall down there, or there, they eventually, through just chasing other piglins, will eventually all just walk down that hole for us, and we just get this incredible clustering here. And of course, we're hitting like cap already here. This thing just produces like a skull every 10 seconds or something absolutely ridiculous. But again, a pretty you can see the rates picking up here because I just killed a batch. Another pretty ingenious farm. I think Impulse and I had a lot of fun, and honestly, next season I want to do more farm collabing and just make, I love making large scale farms with someone. So we got to hook up with Impulse again and make some more stuff like this. And then of course we had our gold farm, and more importantly, our Ferris wheel of happiness. Now I don't know if this thing even works or anything. I think there's a switch. I'm gonna try turning it on. This is gonna how do I even do this? How does this work? I don't remember how to make things go. Oh, right. Switch in the back here. I think I'm gonna flick this. We'll see what happens. Hey, whoa, oh, things are happening. This is gonna be so horribly broken, I'm sure. This was the piglin bartering Ferris wheel. Yup, it's broken, all right. It's broken. Oh, there he goes, flying. Everything is very, very sad right now. Anyway, back in the day, this was a lot of fun. What a stupid project that was so silly. But basically, it bounced these piglin and minecarts all around in a circle with slime blocks, and they would eventually get over to these gold things and pick them up. There's one there, and I think, yeah, there's gold over there as well, and they would pick them up and trade them, and I calculated the time it took them to evaluate the gold and drop it, so that they would always drop it like somewhere right here, I think. Yeah. Oh, this thing was crazy. Totally ineffective and not the most efficient way of doing it. But man, was it fun. Now, I gotta say, this whole concept right here, as you guys know, with the auto crafters, oh, next season's gonna be all about the auto crafter. The gold farm piglin bartering combo extravaganza is gonna be so amazing with the auto crafter. I can't wait to build one of these. Next up, we have the Nether Hub. This is a project that, first of all, I want to say I'm incredibly proud and pleased. Hey, what's going on with the hole over there? This is a project I'm incredibly pleased with how it turned out. I really got to just pour my entire heart into this one. It took me a huge amount of time to do it, but there's just the creative process really just shined here. And like I said, I'm just super proud of how this turned out. I don't even remember where the idea came from, but I remember reading or hearing the phrase the astral library, and I let that concept sink in, and I just went with it. And we got just a massive room here. We got more portals up there. Come on. I just filled this entire area with black concrete, and then the walls, to make it kind of feel like it's space, I made a combination of what's got to be a couple hundred wither stars just in invisible item frames all over the place. And then you see these little beams here. You guys remember, the entire area is surrounded by colored nether beacons everywhere, and we got these like nice little stripes of actual color stripes. That together with the nether stars, it just made an incredible little combo. I loved it. And then I just, keeping with the library theme, I made all these little like library themed alcoves and platforms and little reading areas and stuff. And I just think that with all candles and everything, I absolutely love the way it turned out. We have, what else? We got a couple of special corners here. Of course, we of course have the entrance to the end here, right in the hub itself as well. That took no small amount of planning to position the entire building so that fit perfectly in the build. We have this little decorative area over here, which is like an enchanting setup, I guess. We made it a giant enchanting table with banners and stuff. Doesn't really do anything, but it looks good. We have the section with all the floating paintings, the artistic center up there, and then of course shelves upon shelves of just bookshelves here. Fun fact, what I wanted to do after they put the new bookshelves in, I wanted to put some clues in Decked Out that took you to different areas of the server, and I was gonna have clues for Decked Out in some of these bookshelves, and you're gonna have to go find them. I wouldn't have made them that, you know, impossible to find, but I think that would have been a fun little Easter egg. And of course, the whole thing is floating on these like seemingly netherwart island with the vines, and you come down here, and the space theme, the astral theme, keeps going all the way down here. This is just such a fun build that I'm honestly one of my proudest builds ever. And of course, we can't forget the design of the nether tunnel itself. Admittedly, given how long these needed to go, I might have made the design a little bit, I might have need to simplify a little bit, but I mean, the server, so many people chipped in and helped make these tunnels just go and go and go, and I just want to thank all of them for making this happen, because I never could have done it. But one of the ideas, one of the concepts that came out of this, and I got this from my Patreon server, is it's an address system. We have colors. We have the red, the what is it, the yellow, or the green, the yellow, and the blue tunnel for each of the 4 cardinal directions, and then we just have these banners as kind of like location, you know, markers. So it's easy. You want to know where anything is, you just say like, oh, it's red 3 or yellow 10 or whatever. And it was just such a clever way. I think in fact it was embraced in all these books here. If I come in here, yeah. So North 1 is Azuma's base. If you want to know where, like, oh, my ice farm is at 27. I don't think it's actually at 27, but anyways, it's a great idea. So I don't think I'll be doing a nether hub next season, because quite honestly, I think I don't even want to try and top this one. I'm super pleased with this one, and we'll let one of the other hermits maybe tackle the project. And of course, we built multiple ice farms this season, this one being the simpler, the other one being in the towers of Decked Out that we later tore down. And then we got this guy here, this tree farm. This idea just kind of hit me one day, and I just ran with it, and it kind of turned out to be pretty awesome. Now, unfortunately, we are out of bones, so it's not going to work. But the idea here is you got like 4 tree farms in one, and they just kind of push the, let me drop down here. You push the 4 walls in together, and it makes a nice square in the middle, and then TNT drops down perfectly and blasts out all 4 of them. This thing made a ton of wood very quickly. Of course, this won't be necessary next season now that wood is basically free. But I guess if someone wanted to do a lot of building with warped wood, this is, or it obviously works with the other stuff too, the red stuff. Crimson, yeah. Crimson or warped, if you need a lot, this is a great way to get it. Now, it was about this point in the season when we started to dig a little hole, a hole that would contain the greatest project that I have ever done. Now, it should go without saying that starting a project like Decked Out was, let's be honest, it was a risk. I had no idea how good it would turn out, or if the hermits would play it. I love this tunnel and the sound effects. If the hermits would play it or what. So there wasn't, you know, I got some interesting things done this season, but not nearly as much as I could have if I didn't undertake a project that was going to take a year of my life. Now, that decision turned out to be the right one, without a doubt. Decked Out and Deep Frost Citadel and everything I accomplished here, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. It's the best thing I've ever done in 12 years of playing this game. It's as good as I can do. It is better than I ever dreamed it could have turned out, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support, the feedback, the hermits for embracing it, everything about this project. It's the pinnacle of everything I've done. Now, given the size of Decked Out as a project, the amount of work that went into it, and how fresh, quite honestly, it is in all of your minds, I'm not going to do a full tour of everything we did here. The videos are there. There's about 30 of them to do this entire project and the build and everything. Yeah, it's season 9. Decked Out. Deep Frost Citadel itself, I mean, often overshadowed by the game, which is unfortunate, but the greatest build I've ever made. I will never try to accomplish something of this size again. And of course, the game, the support, the love from the hermits, everything about this, I'm going to remember this build, quite honestly, for as long as I live. So unfortunately, I've already gotten a little bit too sappy with all of my feelings toward Decked Out and how it turned out and how I feel and everything. So we're just going to go ahead and hang out with the pink sheep whose hooves have never touched the ground. Hey! Oh, and I should also mention that, of course, there will be a world download for this season, as always, and I'm going to go through a lot of effort to really make sure that Decked Out is in the perfect position or situation ready to be played, because I know a lot of you are desperately waiting to play it. We'll probably have maybe a lectern or something, or a book or somewhere around here, and there's going to be hopefully instructions. I don't know, I'll figure all that out soon. I'm going to get that done probably in the next couple days. Hopefully it'll be very clear how to play the game, and hopefully it'll run flawlessly for you. So at this point, I think I'm gonna sign out one last time, guys, from season 9, and just say thank you. Thank you so much. Season 9 was incredible. It was my favorite season ever. Honestly, it was the most rewarding season for me ever. I got to do things that I never dreamed I could do in this game, and it was so much fun. Season 10, I can't wait. I can't wait. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I can tell you it's probably going to be less mega and more social, because sitting in the hole all season, while it was totally worth it, I did miss hanging out with my hermits, and I want to do that a little bit more. Season 10, I can't wait. I'll see you then.